some difficulty, it was much heavier than he'd expected and too long for the car, he wrestled the rifle into the front seat. A kid stared down from the back of a Range Rover. The kid's lips moved. Her mother, talking on a cell phone at the wheel, turned to look down too. The light changed to green and the Range Rover turned up Peachtree. Gordo continued straight ahead. "It's just a reproduction," Gordo said. "You have no idea what the real ones go for." "The real what?" said Roy. "Enfield muskets. That's an exact reproduction of the 1853-58 caliber. Made in London, Roy. London, England." "It was?" "The originals," Gordo said. "This is from Italy." Roy sniffed the muzzle. "Is it loaded?" "Course not. We don't fire bullets anyway, just black powder cartridges." "Who's we?" Gordo glanced at him, still sheepish but smiling now. 7th Tennessee Cavalry." Roy didn't get it. "CSA." "CSA? For Christ's sake, Roy, the Confederacy." Roy looked at Gordo, sheepish, hungover, sleepless. Despite all that, he seemed pretty cheerful, which wasn't like Gordo on the morning commute. Cheerful and unaware of the blood seeping from a shaving cut on his neck, forming a tiny bubble that would soon overflow and stain the white collar of his shirt. Gordo took the northbound 75-85 ramp, nosed his way into the mass of cars, all poised to move but none moving, like grains of sand in the upper half of a blocked hourglass. Roy checked his watch. It was going to be close. It was always close. The sky was getting lighter, light enough to see there wasn't a cloud in it. Not a cloud in the sky, but it wasn't blue, more like the color of brass, one of those red brass alloys with a high copper content. Roy felt that tightness in his chest and throat, realized he wasn't getting enough air. Headlights blinked out, first 2 by 2, then by the hundreds, thousands, but no one moved. This was the moment Gordo would say Monday sucked again, or work sucked, or life sucked, but he didn't. "Ever been up to Kennesaw, Roy?" "Sure, with you, that charity golf thing. It was only I mean the battlefield." Roy thought. Was there a high school trip? He had a clear memory of Mrs. Sangster, the history teacher, asleep on the bus, head back, mouth open, bad teeth, and a vague memory of headstones. Roy himself had good teeth. He brushed twice a day and flossed once. That had been one of his mother's rules. "Don't you go ruining that smile on me now." "Maybe," Roy told Gordo. "They had a reenactment up there this weekend," Gordo said. "Reenactment of what?" Roy's mind had wandered. The thought of high school had brought Rhett to mind. Rhett who'd be getting ready for school at that moment. Roy could picture him getting dressed. It still took him a while to tie the laces of his sneakers, and there'd be that little shock of hair standing up at the back of his head no matter what he did. "Not the real battle," Gordo said. "There weren't any Union men, not this time of year. It was more like educational, drilling, firing the artillery, that kind of thing. Anyway, it being Sunday, with Brenda's ma in town." "Meanin' church?" Roy said. "Right. So I kind of drove myself on up to Kennesaw. And before you'd know it, boom." "Boom what?" "I'm enlisted." "Enlisted?" "In the 7th Tennessee. You're not listening, Roy." "It's real?" "The 7th Tennessee? Fought at Chickamauga? What's realer than that?" "I meant now." "Of course, we're not at 1863 strength, nowhere near, but everything's as close to the same as it can be. Check out that shell jacket, identical down to the thread count. Just there's no bullets and no horses, except in the colonel's." "And they gave you all this stuff?" "Gave? You have to buy it off the sutler." "What's that?" "Like a store, but in a tent." "How much?" $1,100. Plus tax." "You were carrying that kind of cash?" "Don't be dumb, Roy. They take Visa." "The official card of the Civil War?" Roy said. Wouldn't ordinarily have said that aloud, but he wasn't dumb. Gordo looked at him from the corner of his eye, then laughed. "I'll have to pass that on." "To who?" "The boys in the unit. They got a good sense of humor about all this." "Does Brenda?" "She doesn't exactly know yet."